Hello everyone, I'm Hugo.
And I'm Jake.
And this is Ask Hugo number 51. I'm here to answer more of your questions. Ask me more in the comments for next time.
And this episode brought to you by the perpetual decline of happiness. Because apparently each one of these gets worse.
Yeah.
So buckle in. Travis Combs asks Hugo, Dear Hugo and Jake, who is your favorite creationist? Kent Hovind is a guilty pleasure of mine. This is a good question. He is like the Donald Trump of creationists, many orders of magnitude more kooky and deranged than Ken Ham. I guess it just simultaneously fascinates and infuriates me that someone could be so ignorant and stupid, lie so much, and have such a victim complex, all while adopting such a smug air of self-righteousness. Are there any creationists you regard with similar enthrallment?
I think our answer is going to be the same. I like me some Ray Comfort.
Oh, yeah.
That's because he has a certain style that he sticks to no matter how many times people will point out he's wrong.
I appreciate Ray's just fuck you attitude towards any time he gets called out.
Yeah, he's just like, no, fuck the thing you just said that totally obliterates the thought process that's been going on in my head for 20 years. Fuck you, I'm Ray Comfort.
More like 40 years.
Something like that at this point. I'm still confounded by Ray Comfort in that I'm 60% sure I think he's a fraud who totally knows what he's saying is bullshit and he's in it just for the money. But it's a better percentage than a lot of these people out there. 40% of me is still like, maybe he is this, like, out there and not getting, like, basic arguments.
Like, I think Ken Ham comes across as a total, like, charlatan-style person. Especially
considering all the tech stuff involving the Ark encounter.
Specifically the money. Ray Comfort, on the other hand, is like, buy my DVDs! And we're like, that's not a very good scam. That's, you know what I mean? Like, either he's a kind of a shitty scam artist, like, he's not, like, Joel Osteen. You know what I mean? Like, Joel Osteen clearly is...
Well, Joel Osteen has, whether you like him or not, has a charisma to get people to send him money.
Sure.
That Ray Comfort...
I want to vote for him right now. I don't know for what.
As Ray Comfort is from New Zealand, there is a ceiling cap on the amount of charisma he is allowed to have.
That's rude to New Zealanders.
It sure is. It's even ruder when I say the same goes for Australians, because to the rest of the world, you're the same thing. Yeah. Crocodile Dundee.
Where's he from? One of those islands.
Anyway. Ray Comfort's my answer.
Yeah. Well. Oh, an endless cold. Dear Hugo and Jake, given the number of people that think you are a gay couple, I was wondering, if you were gay, do you think you'd be attracted to each other? Personalities? I don't know what my man type is.
See, I was gonna say no, and let me explain why.
Yeah.
Jake is too fucking much.
Yeah, I mean, no. Yeah, I think we'd date.
It wouldn't work.
Like, very quickly.
It wouldn't have worked out because I would want to sit at home and eat Hot Pockets and watch Netflix.
And I would want to go do something every once in a while, and then I would be very effusive, and I'd be like, hey, let's go do the thing. We wouldn't do the things.
I don't know, though. Maybe he has a fabulous penis. Maybe that would have made up for it.
I give. I just don't eat ass, so...
Deal breaker.
And right now, like, this state of mind I'm in, the not gay one... I don't have the enthusiasm for a blowjob, and I don't know how I feel about butt stuff. So, yeah, I don't know that it's gonna. No,
you lost me at no ass eating.
Bronk Harris, the both of you are massive hypocrites. Oh, saying that all furries are sexual. Are there furry porn? Yes, but that's not the main focus. Saying that all of us like it is an understatement. A little fact check for you. : We have youngsters in this fandom, most at the age of 8 to 14. Are you going to say that our youngsters love doing those things? By those things, you mean fuck each other. 14, yes. The high end of that, yes. I hate it when people generalize a group to those stereotypes, saying all Mexicans are drug lords and black people are rapists and video games cause violence. There is so much going on. It's like a fucking onion.
Okay, Firstly, in the last episode, we explicitly were talking about furries because someone asked a question. We explicitly said not all furries are into the sexual yiff stuff.
But the question was, why do people think, like, it was about the sexual deviancy aspect of the furry culture. So we went into why the sexual part of that thing is off-putting to a lot of people.
Anyway, this guy then goes to talk about how so many people in the furry fandom are 8 to 14. 8-year-olds who like cartoon animals aren't furries.
And you ought not make that. Don't encourage it.
You know what they are? They're 8 years old. They're supposed they're supposed to like cartoon animals.
Yeah.
If you're
wait. What about the 7-year-olds that like animals? Are they like, no, you're not old enough to make that call.
Okay. Anyway, 14-year-olds definitely jacking it to yiff porn if they're
100%.
100%. Anyway. I don't know why this person commented this. I don't hate furries. We talked about it in the last episode.
No.
We already said not all of it's sexual.
I named some furries I like. What else do you want from me? I'm not sucking your furry weird dog dick. Actually, dog dicks don't have fur on it.
I really appreciate, though, that this person feels that their struggle is akin to
blacks and Mexicans. You rock on.
Fight the power,
fight,
my friend.
Man, in 60 years, we're going to be on the wrong side of history, friend.
Oh, no.
Thess 7274473. That is 100% phone number. You should text that. Maybe? I don't know what the area code is, though. That's not available. Dear Hugo and Jake, I'm confused by some of the lyrics of the TBR theme song. What does it mean when it says that most of the Bible is pagan? I'm not aware of anything pagan in Christianity that's actually biblical. And what is meant by a logic explosion, like Jesus and Moses? But it's Hugo and Jake. I feel like Jesus and Moses are an explosion of illogical bullshit. Why does it compare the two of you to the two of them? Also, you mentioned once that you weren't fond of the name The Bible Reloaded, but it was the best name you could come up with at the time. What are some other names you came up with? If you could try again now, what would you call it? Hugo and Jake.
Well, first of all, Jesus, it's a logic explosion. Comma, like Jesus and Moses, but it's Hugo and Jake. Those are two separate things. It's a logic explosion. Period. Next line. Yeah. Like Jesus and Moses, but it's Hugo and Jake.
Hugo and Jake are like Jesus and Moses. The logic explosion is the show.
Sure. Why like Jesus and Moses? I don't know, because there's two of them. I didn't write the fucking song.
Yeah, we didn't. It was an Australian. Or was he a New Zealander? We don't know. We don't know.
Dorian Silk and the Midnight City Hoods.
Wow, yeah. Still a thing.
Yep. Check them out on Twitter. I think at Dorian Silk. You can ask him that question. As far as the name of the show, you already said Hugo and Jake. That's true.
Do we have any other names, really?
I
don't think so. I think Bible Reloaded was literally like a joke between us.
Because it was like
it was like the Matrix Reloaded and also cringy and edgy.
Yeah.
And then we just kept it because it was fun.
Yeah.
So this answer is boring for them, right? Chris, I'm not reading that. What kind of car do you drive, and what is your dream car?
I found this an interesting question because we are not car guys in any way, shape, or form.
We have function cars.
Yes. I don't know.
I like the answer to this because both of our car answers are just like, meh.
I drive a 2007 Ford 500.
It's a sedan.
It's
got nice rounded edges. It's a smooth ride. What a smooth. I could deliver a baby in that car. Or be the midwife. I couldn't deliver it. I was just
gonna say, I could as much as you can deliver a baby anywhere, which is to say, not very well, and with a high mortality rate.
Yes, of course. I drive a 2012 Ford Focus SE. It is also a sedan. Gets really great mileage on the highway. I've driven across the country a few times in 2017, and I didn't fill up very often. It has a little thing on there. I can get about, on the highway, I can get about 550 miles to a 11.5 gallon tank thing going on there. So that's pretty good.
What car would you have if you had a dream car?
A tank.
Okay, I have an answer for this.
I don't actually care. Like, I used to care. Like, the Dodge Viper back in, like, 1999 would have been my answer. Sure.
My answer is going to be a recreation of the DeLorean from Back to the Future.
Obviously.
A Ghostbusters car, a Knight Rider. Basically,
a pop culture dork car.
Yeah, a car to me that would be much like the shelves in my house, full of crap I don't need based on commercially available merchandise from my childhood.
I remember, I know a person who knew a person.
Ooh, a 60s Batmobile would be pretty sweet.
That won the George Clooney era Batmobile in a giveaway.
For some reason, I thought you were going to say Good Burger car.
No, the most 90s Batmobile thing ever. It was just like, ooh, we're almost into the 2000s. Or was it in the 2000s? I don't know. And it had all this shit on it and the big fin.
I remember.
Yeah, he won that. What do you do with that now? Do you drive that around proudly, or I would, but I'm kind of a
It was George Clooney Batman, so you could probably go around to middle-aged women and have them pay you $5 to let them smell the seat.
What? I don't think I sat in it. Oh, okay.
They don't know that.
George Clooney's a good-looking guy. I don't think his butt smells good, though. Do you think his butt smells good? It probably smells like this, like, leathery, like, really, really rich tobacco.
I would assume to a middle-aged woman, George Clooney's butt smells pretty good.
Inquisitor Thomas, question for the next Ask Hugo. Wow, very presumptuous, but you got it. You got on. So, I respect the balls on Inquisitor Thomas. Are there any Christian movies you and Jake like, or at least kind of respect? And what do you think separates these movies from the trash you typically review? Respect.
I've talked about it before. The Prince of Egypt is a genuinely good
it's a fun
movie.
Yeah.
I think the animation...
animation's ridiculous.
The animation...
The fire effects?
Great.
Oof.
And that's one of, I think, DreamWorks' last 2D animations before Shrek. So that was, like, really good. Check that out. The Ten Commandments is universally regarded for obvious reasons.
It's a long-ass film, though.
Other than that...
17 hours long.
Yeah. Other than that, there's not a ton. I'm sure they exist, but I don't typically...
But I respect.
I don't search them out, though. And
we hate watch some of them.
Let me explain the difference, because I think he asked the difference.
Yeah.
The difference is... most Christian movies, the bad ones, aren't a movie. It's basically...
It's propaganda.
It's a propaganda movie. It's a sermon that's being done by someone who's primarily a preacher, not a filmmaker, who's using the medium of film as their pulpit instead of, an actual
as
pulpit.
An examination of the belief system and the roots of it, I put Passion of the Christ up there with one of the films I appreciate.
Okay, Passion of the Christ is...
It's very well shot.
It's a technically excellent film.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, if you take out... It is torture porn. But if it wasn't a religion... Say that was like Darren Aronofsky or someone.
Sure.
Although, of course, it would be way more pompous than it already is if it was on Aronofsky. But I can't believe Aronofsky can out-douche Mel Gibson. But I believe he can.
You know what? Speaking of religious movies I like, I'll put Mother on that, the Aronofsky film.
Oh, that's fair. I haven't seen it yet.
I
have not seen it. It's on my mantle. But,
I understand people's like, it's super pretentious. It's super obvious what the metaphor is. That's fine. I still found it visually so fucking interesting, especially that last 20 minutes. It really made up for it.
We're kind of film guys, though. Like, we really like film. Does that make sense?
I don't know.
I really like cinematography and shot placement and structure, and if that's good, I can usually get behind a film in some areas.
If you don't
I was like schlock though. Like, I love the Marvel movies.
If you don't like the movie Mother, it's because you're thinking, "Oh my god, this guy's up his own ass."
Yeah.
Not because it's not shot well, in my opinion.
Right, yeah. So I don't know. So there's some examples. I'm trying to think of anything that we've watched on the channel besides Passion of the Christ. There's not a lot. There's not a lot of good... I really want to watch... maybe we'll do it soon. Maybe not next week, but the week after. Let There Be Light?
Okay.
Because that's out now.
Is it? Oh, God.
Sorbo. Sean Hannity.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, yeah. He's a producer on that movie. We're going to get DMCA and sue Sean Hannity.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
By the way, I just noticed the selling point of this water...
Is that it's tiny?
It says on here, fits in your bag. I've never had a bottle of water that I'm like...
Wait. Has a 12-ounce bottle of water not fit in your bag?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
That's just...
Of
course, it does fit in your bag.
You don't try and sell me on less water, guys. I already bought it.
I think it's meant for after you buy it. Or before you buy it, I mean. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't read it before I bought it.
Well, okay. Lucas Bruno! The real question is, do you stand up while wiping? If not, you are inferior. Didn't we discuss this?
We talked about
because I do not.
Front v back.
I do not stand up. There's no reason to do that.
I don't stand up either, but this is a thing. Apparently, there are people who stand up while they wipe in sort of a stand squat.
Yeah. Yep.
I just want you to know that we know and that we are judging you.
Yeah, it's not good. Don't do that. What happens if you stand up and a little hanger-on plops down? Do you just wipe that off the floor? Or
well, it doesn't plop down. It smears ever so gingerly between your supple cheeks.
See, the cheeks thing is the problem here because you have maximum clearance in that position, especially if you have a squatty potty.
Oh, I do.
Right, so you have maximum, like, there's very little surface area touching the actual exit. But once you stand up, everything presses together. And now that's just a... You ever tried to eat a hot peanut butter sandwich? Just peanut butter on, like, hot toast?
Yes.
That's what we're talking about here.
You want as little surface area of the meatus of the anus touching as possible.
Correct. That's absolutely correct. Also, I've never had shit on my taint, I don't think. No, because I don't wipe forward like a fucking barbarian. But, you know, that's a good way to get it in case you are trash. You guys want to get really mad? Because this next question, one way or the other, someone's getting mad here.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Buckle in. STL Chucko. St. Louis Chucko, maybe? I don't know. The insurance for guns is a stupid idea. Off to a good start. Why should I have to pay insurance for a revolver that's been sitting in a safe for 20 years and only gets pulled out once or twice a year for target practice? I have a 68 Camino that's been sitting in my driveway undriven on the street for 15 years and I don't have to pay insurance for it. Instead of insurance, how about we stick to the system already in place where one can be taken to criminal court and or civil court. This makes it about the individual rather than creating another system rife with middlemen raking in profits. Just like the health/car insurance industries / the NRA. Wait, I put that there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did this guy not notice in his own metaphor, not even a metaphor, the reason you're not paying insurance on the car is because it's sitting there. If once or twice a year you took the car out, let's say you were driving the car to target practice once or twice a year, and you got pulled over,
what would happen?
You would get ticketed and your car would be impounded for driving without insurance. The reason you need insurance on the gun, despite you not using it for 18 or whatever years, is because you are using it once or twice a year, and that's what the insurance is for, when you're using it. Also, cars have purposes out, you know, I'm so sick of this discussion. I'm so sick of having this discussion with people.
It's very simple. Also, the system we have in place punishes people after they kill people. After. Why can't we be proactive instead of just reactive? And if you think that the insurance companies are rife with middlemen that just try to take money, why don't we have universal fucking healthcare then, you piece of garbage? Like,
he's also, I assume he would agree with you on that.
You think so?
He brought up healthcare, so I think he would bring it up.
Better.
He would agree with you.
Most people that argue this against me are so conservative that they think, don't take my money.
I'm not going to assume that based on the fact that he brought up profit, whatever.
I'm going to assume that.
And I get that because I'm on the same page. But unless you also... I'm sick of talking about guns. I just picked this because I thought you would think it's funny.
It is funny. It is funny. I could talk about it forever. But I guess really the point here is
The point is using your gut. You're using it. You can't say you're not using it, and then in the same sentence say I only use it once or twice a year. You're using it.
Regardless. The main like idea here is to be preventative. Okay, and I think you keeping it in your safe most of the time ruins every argument for having the gun in the first place, in my opinion. But that aside, it's not just about you. It's about everybody in the whole country. And then, on top of that, if you don't have a gun insured and you get caught with it, we can take that uninsured, probably illegal gun off of the streets. And this is a good thing. This is a very good thing. And think about this. Your police, right? We all like the police. We all like the police because we don't get shot all the time. Calm down. I actually watched Donut Operator, really fantastic cop guy that you should watch on. He disagrees with me on a lot of things, but he's good. He's an ex-cop, I think ex-SWAT, and he's very pro-gun.
Okay.
Which I am obviously not. But he's very reasonable when he breaks down like shooting videos and stuff, which he does a lot, and he's a Twitch streamer. He does a good job. You guys would probably like him. This guy would definitely like him. It's just a situation where like cops get really why are they so on edge? Because everyone's fucking armed in this country, right? Now, on top of that, a lot of police places, like for instance, we live very near Flint. They don't have a lot of money, but what happens is when they confiscate stuff like guns and stuff, they can give those, sell those to establishments. Usually it's gun shops, or they can, if it's good weaponry, they can redistribute it amongst the force, usually for a profit. And these kinds of things help the economy of the actual police officers and the actual... So, I mean, it just makes us... All the way around, it makes a safer environment for everybody. And I'm on board with that. That's just what I'm on board with. Because getting shot probably sucks balls.
Yeah. Every time we ever mention gun control...
They just lose their minds. It's like, woo! I'm reasonable until you talk about a thing I like, says the furries and gun nuts and furry gun nuts. That was you if I had a sock puppet.
But Jake, what if the government becomes tyrannical? For instance, if it were to be found that they were listening to every phone call in the United States,
we could literally
and saving the metadata. Wait a minute, that already happened and nothing happened. What if it was found that they were illegally doing torture programs?
Oh, wait
that already happened and no one did anything.
What if it found out they illegally killed American citizens? Wait, that happened too.
Wait, what if we had a black president? Pretty close. They came pretty close to getting mad on that one.
Yeah. So, if the again, with the government thing, are you a patriot? Usually they say yes, because Constitution, right? You know who protects that Constitution? The military. You know who you're scared of in that scenario? The military. So are soldiers evil Gestapo coming for your guns? Or are they the guys next door that you have a barbecue with that you would buy a beer, you put up on a pedestal because they are the ultimate sacrificial... You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Just say, I like guns and I want them. And it's my constitutional right. That's your argument. That's the one you get. There's no other arguments with, at least as far as the guns stuff we're talking about. Whereas, have reasonable arms. Like, the revolver that guy has, I totally think that's absolutely fine to have, actually. I'm not I don't want banned guns, by the way. I don't think either of us want to ban guns. At least I don't.
Specific kinds. Semi-automatic rifles.
And handguns.
Okay.
With anything with a magazine.
I don't even know if I agree with semi-automatic handguns. Semi-automatic rifles, though.
That's most of the...
I don't see any reason unless you're like a farmer with literal...
Yeah, I think there's at least an argument to be made for the handgun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I disagree with because I think revolvers do that job altogether, and there's less... It's harder to reload those things. And now someone's going to say in the comments, well, what if they have there's but not everyone's a fucking Olympic marksman, as it turns out. Mostly, the gang shootings that happen with the handguns, which is a problem in our area, which is why that's something I disagree with.
Anyway, the overall point is, the thing about gun control, it's not about stopping every single incident, it's about mitigation, like any law.
Preventative measure, but also making sure that, like, the community at large has, available guns that we all think, for hunting and sporting, because I think sporting, especially in Michigan, is an important industry, and I think it creates a lot of jobs. I mean, think about the gun ranges when you could just go and, like, unload a fucking 50 cal for fun. Who cares? Yeah, it's fun.
I wouldn't even care if certain kind of guns were allowed in certain facilities. But
that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
And you can work that as your cache of guns for in case, like, Red Dawn happens and your fucking gun fetish comes to fruition and you can go kill the Ruskies or whatever. Yeah. I just think there's too many cowboys out there that think taking a life is fun. Yeah. And that's sad to me. That's a bummer. Yeah. It's not just cowboys either. There's also obviously like there's different subcultures that are very fuck you, I'm killing you. And you know what I mean? Like they're always looking for some sort of violent retribution. It doesn't make sense to me, man. Yeah. Generally, they're not a well-regulated militia, as described in the Second Amendment, either. You guys should follow well-regulated militia on Twitter.
Anyway, that's it for this episode.
Oh, God.
Yell at us in the comments about why you need your gun to shoot someone or whatever. I don't give a fuck.
Man. By the way, did you see that dog that was put in the overhead compartment?
You told me about it.
One dog by United was classified as a carry-on, and as such, the attendant was forced them to put the dog up in the carry-on compartment.
75% of all animal deaths caused by air travel this year were caused by United. Did you know that?
Was there 4?
I don't know. When I read that headline, that was my thought too.
4. Yeah. But yeah. So that happened, and then it made news, and 3 days later, there was a bill to prevent that from happening. Think about that. I mean, but granted, dogs, we don't deserve dogs. Dogs are great. I think people are a little more important, though. And you shouldn't shoot them. Good for those kids that walked out recently, though. Yeah. I'm with that.
Other than that, you can follow me on Twitter at Hugo Reloaded, also on Twitch at Hugo Reloaded.
You can follow me at Papa Bird Jake on Twitter and Actual Jake on Twitch. I just downloaded Fortnite.
I downloaded that the other day too.
Did you try it out?
Not yet.
You want to try it out with me?
Maybe.
I played 1 match and I got 31st my first time.
Oh, that's not bad.
Out of 100's not bad, right? I didn't kill anybody. I almost killed a guy, and then I ran out of ammo, and so did he, and we ran separate ways. We just departed from each other, and then I don't know how to build anything. I don't know how any of that works. I forgot to upload the Unpop video, so I was sitting there waiting for it to upload so I could put ads on it, and I was like, fuck it, I'll try Fortnite. So that downloaded, and I played it while it was processing. Yeah, it's free. I get it. So, yeah, if you want to see us play Fortnite, probably together at some point.
All right.
We have other stuff, but fuck it.
You'd also subscribe over to Unpop. Well, it'll probably be uploaded there eventually. Yeah. You can donate to our Patreon if you want to help support the show. Other than that, until next time, I'm Hugo.
And I'm Jake.
This has been Ask Hugo number 51.
I heard gunshots the other day.
You sure it wasn't fireworks? I thought
Maybe
it was gunshots at
fireworks.
First. And then I heard...
Actually, no, because I didn't hear sirens. Did you know last year, the city of Saginaw did not have a single shooting over the summer? No murders.
Wow.
Actually, it might have been all of 2017 no murders.
Oh.
Am I crazy? No, it can't be 2017.
It can't be 2017.
Yeah. Getting there.